guys, it's Glenn from GlennCarCollection.com. And as part of our affordable sports car series, we're going to talk about a car that you've probably forgotten about. And that is the second generation Cayman, known as the 981 generation. Now, here in the US, it was only sold for 3 years, model year 2014, 15, and 16. The one you're looking at here is a Cayman S. I did a full review of this car a couple years ago, and this is a car I definitely should have bought because the values have went up. But with new prices of cars and Porsche announcing 5,000 to 15,000 increases on all their 911s, this Cayman S could be forgotten of. Now, this doesn't have the 4-cylinder turbo of the 718 Cayman, known as the 982, which is a much faster car than this. But if you like visceral sound like I do and a naturally aspirated engine, this may be your car. They're very similar prices because this car came in a stick and a PDK, and people like the flat 6 naturally aspirated engine as much or even more than they like the more powerful 4-cylinder turbo. These cars are about the same prices. So I think especially if you get this car with the manual transmission, it'll hold its value and long term, I believe, even go up in value. I think this is one of the best looking Caymans out there. I had, if you follow the channel, I had a 987.1 Cayman, so a first gen Cayman, which came out in model year 2006. My Cayman was the last year of the 987.1, which was 2008. It was an S. So then they had actually a 3.4 liter engine with less horsepower. But let's go over what the 2014 model had. So this was the second generation after the 987.1 and .2 versions. They came out with a 981, and they technically really never did a .2 version of this car. Maybe you could say the .2 was the GT4 or something, but this was a fantastic car. Had a 0 to 60 time of about 4.2 seconds, which was very fast in 2014. Ran a quarter mile at 12.7 seconds at 112 miles per hour. Now, this came out the same year as another car that came out, an American icon, the C7 Corvette, which was also model year 2017. Both of those cars are 2-seaters. The Vet came with a coupe with a removable top, where this is just a coupe. If you wanted a convertible, it would be a Boxster, and of course you can get the Corvette in a convertible with a soft top. Now let's talk about engine performance here. It's a 3.4 liter flat 6 engine producing 325 horsepower. And that max horsepower occurs between 3,500 and 4,000 RPM. But does it have any torque, you ask? Well, it does. It has some. 266 foot-pounds, but it's available low in the rev range, as low as 1,750 RPM, peaking out at 2,500 RPM. As I mentioned, I think this is a great buy because you can get a 6-speed manual, and there's still plenty of 6-speed manuals, not as many as PDKs, or a 7-speed PDK was optional. Most of them are PDK cars. If I had to guess, probably 70 or 80%, but it's got a fantastic manual transmission. But the PDK, this is probably the first generation that the PDK is good, so you don't have to worry if you did get a PDK car. Now, there's different paints. I believe white was a free paint. You're looking at black here. Some options that this car has. I believe it's the 20-inch Carrera S wheels, which were available for $1,790. If you want the PDK transmission, have at it. Brand new. The stick shift was free. Manual transmission. The PDK transmission was a $3,660 option. A Sport Chrono, which to me is always a must on a PDK transmission car because that gives you Sport Plus and it also gives you launch control. A lot of people forget about that. On a manual transmission car like my 911, typically, not necessarily in this case, but typically you need the Sport Chrono package to get the rev matching. But why would you want somebody to rev match for you? My base 911 does not have that. So Sport Chrono would set you back in 2014, $2,710. Now you can get sport seats for $2,650, the premium package for $1,340, and the Bose surround sound infotainment package was a whopping $4,560. But what I love about this car, it's mid-engine. I love mid-engine or rear-engine cars. It's probably one of the best looking Caymans. Let me know in the comments below. Also, let me know, would you take this or a C7 Corvette? And it's just a fantastic car to drive. A lot of people don't know what it is. Everybody knows a 911 and a Boxster, but few people know what a Cayman is. But this, I think, is a car you can buy, and prices are a little elevated. You're going to pay $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 for these. If you want a GTS and manual, that's going to be really big money. Also, if you want a convertible version, remember the Cayman, there is no convertible version. You'd have to get a Boxster, which in this 98 generation came out a year earlier, model year 2013. And that, I think, is a much better looking Boxster than the 987 to the 986. So if you do want a convertible, I would start my search with a 2013 Boxster. But I love coupes, and I think this car would be a blast to drive. I loved my Cayman. They're very reliable. You can even get them in my favorite color, blue. And I think if you get a manual version of this car, it's probably one of the few cars that's not overpriced based on the driving experience. Yes, they've gone up a lot, maybe 10 or 20,000 in the last couple of years, and rightly so. But I think this is a great driving experience that's worth every penny. Let me know what you think, this or 911, in the comments below. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.